So as you heard, Canadian seafood producers warn the new Chinese tariffs would be devastating to their business. The list of seafood products now affected include, as you heard, lobster, crab, geoduck, and more. So joining me now is geoduck harvester Terry Keith. Terry, thank you for joining us.
Hello, thank you. Thanks for having me.
So first, I want to ask you how you're feeling today, knowing that these tariffs have come into effect.
Well, we're feeling a lot of anxiety, dismay. Not sure what the short-term future holds, or even the long-term. We've already suffered a price drop prior to these tariffs coming in. I think based on uncertainty in the market, with this global uncertainty going on, and now this hit will be another 25%. So, I mean, we'll be down almost 50% of our price, which is quite devastating for the fishermen and for the crews and their families, and the spill off is quite large.
Can you break it down for us? How dependent are geoduck exporters on China?
Oh, very dependent. It's basically our market, and I don't know the exact numbers. Probably 95% of our total coastwide catch every year is exported to China. So at this point, we don't really have a large volume option to send any geoducks to in any numbers. It's such a large market, and it could take more. But we're so dependent on it that this affects us greatly.
You know, we were talking to some farmers who are impacted by these Chinese tariffs, and at least one of them said they're trying to pivot to other crops, lentils, that are not facing the Chinese tariffs. Is there that sort of an option for you to be able to pivot to something else, another product that is not facing tariffs?
Not necessarily. I mean, many of the geoduck harvesters are fishermen. This is a dive fishery. It's harvested by hand, by diving. In British Columbia, we do have dive fisheries, and there's other species, but they're all separate licenses with individual quotas attached. So to just assume that your boat can go harvest another species of fish or shellfish is not quite that simple. So unless you are already involved in other fisheries, if something like geoduck or you're a crab fisherman, if that's all you do, you're going to be affected. It's not that easy to just pivot. It takes time and money.
In terms of supports that you would like to see for people who are in your position, what would you like to see on that front? I think a lot of Canadians might not know just how important, geoduck harvesters rely on the Chinese market. Well,
yeah, we just rely completely on it at this point. We've built very strong relations with China over the decades, and a great supply chain, a great network. And it's a shame that this has come to this, because if we can't resolve this, we're tied up right now, stopped fishing. We're not sure when we're going to resume. So all I can say is at this point, we're 100% reliant on the Chinese market.
You know, I said that was my final question, but I do have another one for you, and that is just in terms of the stress that you might be feeling right now. A lot of people talking about the uncertainty. How will this impact your bottom line, your livelihood, your job?
It will affect our job greatly. I feel right now we're trying to work through some numbers, and once we find out the pricing, what our new price may be, to try to finish our season out and see if it's worth it. I'll have to have a talk with the crews, and everyone's going to take a pay cut. It's unfortunate. We have to try to keep going. We can't just stop. So we will finish our quota out, but it could make people look for other work, employment insurance, other work, other fisheries. It's disappointing. I wish that the government would go to the table and do some more negotiating and try to avoid this from happening.
You want to see Canada lift the tariffs on Chinese products in order to see the same thing happen on Canadian goods?
I do, yes.
Okay. Terry, I appreciate your time and you sharing your experience with our viewers.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for listening. I know we're just a small group, but there's many of us out there being affected in other fisheries. So it's an important topic. We need to try to get this resolved.
No group is too small for this human experience. We appreciate your time again. That is Terry Keith, and he is a geoduck harvester. Thank you.